entire day so I could fucking accommodate the boss, and the boss starts yelling, I can't shave, I can't do this.
I'm not yelling.
You riled me out. I think you did this on purpose to make me be
always betting. Always betting.
We are live, episode 87. I am your co-host Pisky, and I am joined, as always, by the one and only Godfather.
There's going to be no 88 if this fucking bullshit continues. I'll tell you right now.
Woo! It's a little hot in the kitchen, folks.
Let's go. Somebody's got the room booked for 4. Let's go.
Listen, we're on
to all my fans, because I know I have a shitload of them, I excuse my unshaven, ungodfatherly-like appearance. I was rushed into logging on. Right now, Vamos gotta go. Let's go.
Listen, folks, I apologize. We're coming in with a lot of steam in this episode. We're on a very tight schedule today. I'm here at WeWork in downtown Toronto. I got my
had to scarf down my fucking penne and sausage. Let's go.
I booked this room, so as you can notice, the background's a little different. Hopefully I sound all right. We always have audio issues on this podcast. This episode is probably no different. But I have this room for a very limited amount of time, and I saw the schedule. There are people going to come in here in an hour from now, and they're going to tell me to get the F out. So I had to put the full court press on the Godfather.
We're not getting out. We get out when we're fucking finished. How about that? You just turn your laptop around and let them deal with me.
Listen, I'm sorry. We're on a tight schedule today, and I told the Godfather, he's like, I
don't do bossy.
I wasn't bossy. It wasn't bossy. It was, we got to go. I'm sorry. We got to go. We got to press this. So here we are. We're recording now. We're getting the party started. What do you think of the roadmap? We good here? First things first.
Oh, now you want my opinion, Mr. Bossy Boots. Everything's fine. It's a Super Bowl recap. Nothing complicated about it. Let's go. Yeah, fucking.
How was your Super Bowl, Godfather?
Boots. It was shit. I had COVID. Next question.
So, where did you watch the game? Obviously at home then. You didn't get to go to your party. You didn't come to my party.
How am I supposed to go out in public? And you told these guys we're off, like, okay. Like, how am I supposed to go in public if I'm sick?
Were you really sick? Like, was it bad?
No. I told you I had COVID, so I didn't have to go anywhere. What's the matter with you?
No, I know you had COVID. But was it bad? Like, were you lying in your deathbed watching the game from your bed? For
a couple of days, I was bad. But I still showed up to work. I still put in all kinds of shit. I still did everything when the Godfather says I'm going to do something, I do it. No COVID matters, but I could not go in public. So I couldn't go to no big swanky party. Woo! At a nightclub. Couldn't do that. I couldn't even go to like a normal house Super Bowl party. People who care about me invited me, and I had to turn around and say I couldn't come. I can't go when I'm a contagious fucking piece of shit.
Contagious piece of shit.
Yeah, I can't go.
I've never heard you describe yourself like that. But,
yeah, well,
I mean, that sucks. That sucks.
Yeah, it did. This is the first Super Bowl that I've watched by myself, and I've seen fucking 50 of the 58. How about that? I'm really fired up, man.
I know.
You messed with my you messed with my DNA today, telling me I can't shave. Vamos, somebody's gonna come and get the room. Nobody's getting nothing.
Well,
So how was your Super Bowl? Let me
Thank you
take
for
the reins.
Thank you for
I got
asking.
nothing. I was in my bedroom. Yes, I was under the sheets. Fucking, first quarter was fantastic. Okay. Well, not if you have the over, maybe it's not looking so good. And then shit started happening. Like, how was your Super Bowl?
Thank you for asking. Thank you for giving me the mic here. My Super Bowl was good. You were invited, but obviously you were sick. But you even rejected my invite before you got sick. So just putting that out there for everyone, so everyone
It's
knows
not
the status of the relationship.
Was it a rejection, or was it me being the people person that I am, the respect person that I am? These were people that I turned down 4 times in a row, and I made it very clear to you that although hanging from some discotheque balcony is not the Godfather's thing.
You would have enjoyed it.
It looked really, really. It looked actually.
It was great.
10 times better than I expected.
It was a great setup. It was a great setup.
I think nothing less of when you try to set something up. It's always primo. I'm not going to say no.
It was at Rebel Nightclub, and for all of you that know Pisky well, you know that I am not a nightclub guy at all. But when I was doing my search for the Super Bowl, I came across an article that said Canada's largest watch party.
Yeah,
now, seeing
that might as well be Canada's best pizza. It's a fucking bullshit.
Seeing as though I was at the sports book with the Godfather last year at Circa, I said, you know what? I can't just do a house party. I got to do something kind of big. So this came up, and I did it. All my friends were occupied. Circa Sports, yeah, way to represent. Good job. I'm sure.
Thank you, Jeffrey Benson. Thank you,
Jeffrey Benson. Yeah, absolutely. So it was great, man. It was a lot of fun, a lot of space. I recommend, if anyone wants to do their party next year, forget the floor seats. The floor tables are a minimum spend of $1,000. So that's a little heavy.
So
you go up on the balcony.
You
go up on the balcony. It's 50% of that, $500. But it comes with food. It comes with booze.
Was the food good at least?
The food was good. Cherry Street Barbecue was the one catering it.
Oh, I've heard good things about that.
Yeah. So it was great, and okay.
So that's our Toronto Super Bowl spot moving forward.
The only thing that annoyed me a little bit, Godfather, I was thinking of you, as I always do, was the fact that...
when the topic turns to annoyances, of course you're thinking of me.
The fact was, Bet99 was the sponsor of this party.
Yeah.
And, we've had our differences with Bet99.
Hey, man.
Godfather?
10 times my money. I got nothing bad to say about Bet99, other than the fact that they didn't give me a chance to make it 15.
So
such is life.
Yeah, such is life. But they did a great job with it. Honestly, it was a lot of fun. Not too many.
It looked really cool.
It was super cool. Shout out to Mikey, the runner, and Ashley for joining us. Yes. Britt and I. The halftime show was incredible. We'll get to that later in the episode.
What do you mean? Okay, we'll wait.
Wait,
gotta hear what was incredible about this halftime show. Okay.
So Godfather, let's move on from the party. Let's start with the Super Bowl. Okay? What was your opinion on the game?
Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna be in the minority because I like defensive football. I know there's lots of squares and a lot of people that have been watching football for 10 years and they think they're experts. 50 plus. Okay, so
hold on. Time out. I'm getting a little choppy, and I don't like our flow here.
What do you mean?
I mean, I don't. I think we got to start again with the first topic here.
Okay, start over.
Honestly, I don't even think the Super Bowl was the biggest topic in sports betting last week.
What was it?
Well, maybe we can get some help from this guy right here. We got GRP wins in the house.
Hello, Pisky and Godfather.
What the hell is going on here?
George, right out of the gate, I got a question for you. I just told the Godfather that I don't think the Super Bowl was the biggest topic in sports betting last week. I think it was something bigger than that. Do you agree with me, yes or no, my man?
To a degree, I do. My cornering of the market of the comeback player of the year was a nice bet, but I took a brutal bad beat along with other people, and
You got robbed, man. I'm just gonna say that straight up.
you know what? I had a great bet on Baker that lost, and then I had a great hedge on DeMar Hamlin that lost, and it's like, and I got great prices on everything. I did, it's like when you have a great bet in a game and you lose that one game a year when you should have won. At least give me part of my money back for at least give it to DeMar for a hedge. I mean, the fact that Flacco won it was a complete embarrassment.
Well,
I'd respond, but I'm still trying to figure out who the hell's in this middle portrait. You don't tell me anything, Piss. Let me tell you.
So yes, this is a surprise for you guys, folks. GRP and myself have been talking behind the scenes. I told them, listen, you got to come in. I'm gonna get the Godfather going. I'm gonna rush him, and we're gonna bring you in mid pod, and we're gonna have an episode with you. But we're not gonna tell anyone about it. So here we are. Yes, George made I'm going to quote you, George, and you
strongest position in the country, man.
Cornered the market.
Cornered the market. Fucking Flacco.
I'll go back to the beginning. Just like anyone else, I had an opinion a week before the year started. Baker Mayfield, the previous year, he was in the Rams like for just the last week or two of the season, and he played well. He's the number one guy picked. Tampa Bay had two good wide receivers. He was getting 75-1, and we all know DeMar was the favorite. He was like minus 150 at the start of the year. So obviously I thought 75-1 was a great bet. So I go to my local casino here, Rivers Canby, because you guys know if you follow me, I kind of put 1,000 on everything. 1,000 is my standard bet.
So I go there slips.
Right, exactly. So I go there to bet 1,000, and here's the crazy world we're in. You can go to your local casino. You never know what they're going to say. They may take it. They may say, the traders only took. So they took an amount, which is a real, like in pennies, like the first amount they took, I'll just throw a random number at you, $275.42. And I'm not kidding you. If you look at my bet slip, I tweeted 2 weeks ago, there's actually pennies on the bet slip. So then I stayed there. I stayed there at the window, and I bet another amount that made it an even 500, whatever that was, literally in pennies. So I walk away from the window with exactly $500 on Baker Mayfield. And then an hour later, I'm like, you know what? I think this guy's going to win. So now I go a little nuts. I bet $2,200 on the DraftKings app. So now I literally have $2,700 at 75-1. Both of them had the exact same odds on Baker Mayfield to be comeback player of the year. So I went over 200,000 if Baker Mayfield is the comeback player of the year.
Wow.
Wow. A week later, after the season started, Tua had a great week one. And I like Tua. Everyone likes to knock him down. I kind of like Tua. I bet 800. So now I'm betting real money. So now I bet 800. 3,000 on Tua. He's getting plus 800 after his great week one. So now I got 27 on Baker. I got 3,000 on Tua. Everything's looking great. And then the middle of the season, I did a little hedge at a great price. So I put 3,000 now on DeMar, laying just a little bit of juice, 120 went right around there. So I have a lovely position. And I'm showing bet slips. There's nothing to hide. I mean, I'm as proud as could be. And then if you remember in November, Josh Dobbs came out of nowhere for the Vikings. And everyone's like, Josh Dobbs, you get a hedge? I can't hedge everybody. I didn't put $1 on Josh Dobbs.
Good call.
In December, right, save money. In December, Flacco comes out of nowhere. And I didn't put a dime on it. And I just tweeted out yesterday, the big game against the Bears in December.
Yeah, I saw that tweet.
Oh, real simple. There's 10 minutes to go in the game. Bears are up 10. Justin Fields can't make a basic play. And I believe in number 2, I had the Bears over 7.5. They won 7. So instead of losing $2,000, I would have won $2,000 on the Bears. And I believe if the Bears win this game, this Flacco never gets this publicity. Everyone here. And I think I'm 50-50 that all the non-DeMar money would have gone to Baker Mayfield. And I would have won $200,000. And I'd be so famous right now, I wouldn't have time to be on this podcast.
Man.
Let's put it that way.
George, I'm telling you, we were all rooting for you. You Godfather, you want to say a few words?
No, I'm just gonna tell you what everybody who knows me knows. This is not even an exaggeration. I would have a cardiac arrest watching Flacco win if I had $200K on the line with a solid Mayfield pick. Like
100%.
How is that possible? And you hedged yourself with everybody's sympathy bet. Sorry, this is not the way I called it on another podcast, right?
Right.
DeMar, right? You had the two positions you needed. Exactly. You should have cashed something.
Well, mentally,
except Flacco, a former Raven, of course, gonna
well, everything up. That night, I didn't think Baker was going to win. I just think he needed one more great game, like a Heisman moment. He didn't quite have it. So I was prepared for Baker to not win that night. But I thought DeMar for sure. Okay, I cashed that ticket. It's a $3,000 bet. So this ticket would have been worth like $5,700. So I only lose a couple grand. But and I couldn't believe it when Flacco was the winner and the whole.
How did you watch the ESPYs? How did you watch that show?
I literally, and it's funny. I videotaped it. You saw my tweet, and that was Thursday night. I almost missed the video, and then.
Yeah, George, I have it here. You want me to play? I'm going to play it for everyone.
Go ahead. There you go.
I saw it. I saw the genuine reaction. I'm like, oh my God, I can tell he wasn't expecting that. He was expecting at least DeMar, right? And then Flacco comes out of nowhere. Here it comes, 100%. Everyone.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me?
No. Things would be broken.
I lost $8,700. Are you kidding me? The Bears had him with 10 minutes to go in the game. Justin Fields gets tackled. They're up by 10. It's 4th and 1. Fields makes that play. This doesn't happen. And I win my Bears over. There's no way. No way. I better win money in that Super Bowl on Sunday. I got a bunch of chances to win 30, 40,000. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
There it is, folks.
That's
live,
painful, man.
in person. I love the idea of doing it live, but man, oh man, that was a bad beat. And I think everyone in the Twitter's land and everyone online that supports you and follows you, we all felt it a little bit. And like the Godfather just said, if that was him in his house,
no.
everything's broken.
No. Things are. The Rock comes out for sure. No.
Well, I'll tell you this: the next day on Friday, I did very little activities. Let me put it that way, because I was not in the mood to do anything. I'll just tell you that.
Yeah. How you recover from that?
No, it took 36 hours to recover.
I believe it, man.
Unbelievable. And yeah, and did you get some McDonald's done? Because I know, George, when you have like some bad beats, you're always at McDonald's filming yourself, which I feel terrible that you lose. No one cheers for anyone to lose, but you do it the right way. You go treat yourself to McDonald's dinner.
Yeah, no, that one I had dinner before. Exactly what I did the next day. I may have done the opposite, had some decent meals, try to pump myself up, but it didn't work. It took 36 hours of just time to just regroup, and then the Super Bowl was coming up. I took a bunch of long shots, which were fun. They didn't work out, and that's another story.
Yeah, well,
still, why don't we get into the Super Bowl a little bit here? I know your big bet, I think, was an exact score of Kansas City 28-17.
Yeah.
I think that's what we were all cheering for. So you can bounce
100%.
Back. Yeah.
FanDuel, all these sports books are different. FanDuel had literally dozens, maybe a couple hundred exact score bets. And you just have to look, there's numbers on every one. You just have to look for aberrations. So the score 28-17 of Kansas City winning was paying, hang on, was paying exactly 500 to 1.
Wow.
And another, for instance, if San Francisco won 28-17, that was paying 380 to 1. So here's basically the same score. You have to look for aberrations. So I literally had $200 on Kansas City winning 28-17. Would have paid 100,000. Wasn't even close. And I had about 10 different scores, hoping for an exact number. And I basically risked $100 in each one, about $1,000. And because it was a weird low scoring game with a bunch of field goals on these long shots, I was not even close. But you believe me, for $1,000 risk to win 30, 40,000, I got a little thrill out of it. I really did.
Of course.
So did we following.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what, George? I saw earlier in the season you made some middle opportunities for yourself. I think it was early on, maybe around week 3, week 4. I'm a big middler myself. I love middling games. That's pretty much what I do in the sports betting industry. So I was looking around. Shout out to the Full Dog. He gave me a heads up a couple hours before kickoff of the Super Bowl and said, take a look around because some of the alternate lines, some of the sports books had them a little wacky. So I was able to set myself up a middling opportunity that was basically risk-free. I think it was maybe 10 cents difference, but I was able to guarantee myself, I was able to go over 34.5 and under 35.5 for the total. And the game was sitting 19-16 before it went into overtime.
Wow.
So that was a like $100 risk if it didn't work out, and I think it would have paid. I think it was 5,800 or something like that.
There you go.
Because of the alternate lines, right? And I also had San Francisco by 7 and San Francisco by 14. The same type of thing where I wasn't risking a whole lot, and if it landed on that middle, it would have been explosive. But yeah, it didn't work out. 19-16, I was like sitting there on the edge of my seat. Actually, it was 16-16. And I said, I don't care. I don't care what happens. I don't care who wins this thing. Just someone kick a field goal and let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
you just missed it by one play. I mean, you had a great middle.
Yeah.
Mine, I was way off, but you were right there.
Yeah. So it was really close, and it sucks. It sucks. But again, risk free. So you got to take those shots, right? If you're not paying any juice, why not?
Exactly.
Right.
But the other good thing is I was literally, and I can't make this up, but I was literally 5-0 on prop. I had no opinion on the game at all. I had no bets. I had no opinion. But on regular standard, like 50-50 prop bets, I was 5-0, which is, I was 0-1. I did live bet the game. When the game started, I said to myself, this Kansas City's off. And I very rarely live bet, maybe 5 times all year. But I did live bet San Francisco. I lost 500. But I was 5-0 on my prop bets on the game. So
good. Way to go.
Yeah, so I ended up a winner in the game, and I had a lot of fun. The blood was flowing. I could have won a new car, but that just didn't work out.
Yeah. What car was it that you posted online that you said you were going to jump into if things worked out in your favor?
What's funny is when
Acura?
Acura first came out like 40 years ago, I had an Integra. Like when Acura was the high-end Honda. So I've always been an Acura guy, and I've had great luck. So I was going to buy the Acura, the RDX, their nice little SUV for literally $50,000. It's a real nice car.
Okay. Yeah,
had I won with that Baker, I would have bought the car the next day, but Baker didn't come in.
You know how cool that would have been from a social media perspective, like because you document everything, right? You're the king at it. Honestly, I try to do it myself, but watching you just take your followers for a ride through the life of George, it's honestly very entertaining. So. Could you imagine, filming yourself going to the dealership the next day and say, I'm going to buy this car?
That would have been gold.
You're right. The dealer would have to give me money because of the publicity.
Of course. Absolutely. That's what you got to start moving into. Gold. All this social media stuff is fun, but there is a way to monetize it. Like I haven't perfected it yet, but there's definitely opportunity for guys like us that don't mind putting ourselves out there a little bit and then talking in front of the camera and just honestly entertaining all of our followers and whatnot. There is money to be made there. And once I figure it out, I will definitely let you in on the secret, George. There's no doubt.
Please do, because I have not figured it out either, and I have to. But on this note, so they're in Vegas. They're called Proxy. So now they have the Circa Survivor contest or regular contest. So let's say I'm in Chicago. So You have to be in Vegas to sign up for it, but then you can have
Yep.
a proxy place your picks
Yeah,
every week
yeah.
because you have. So this proxy contacted me. I don't even remember the name, but they said, "Hey, we're a proxy in Vegas. We'll buy you a couple entries and just promote our proxy." And I'm like, "Hey, that sounds great." So in a couple months, they're going to contact me, and now I get a little kickback for what I'm doing.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah. That is exactly the way to do it. And if you need another proxy, we have our buddy Scott. So I did that proxy stuff this past year because I'm up here in Toronto,
Right.
and there was a great proxy service. One of Spanky's buddies, his name is Scott, and he was super reliable. Like even one week, I think I was kind of out of it, in maybe week 15 or so, and I had kind of forgot to put my picks in. And within like 5 minutes of the deadline, I had him texting me directly saying, "Hey, Pisky, I haven't got your picks yet. Yeah. Let's get this." So very, very reliable thing. But yes, that is the way to do it. A little kickback here, a little kickback there, and you know what? It all adds up. It really does. So
100%. Yeah. If it's a Spanky recommend that, he knows everybody. They're not going to mess with him, so that's a good proxy.
Yeah, absolutely,
yes,
absolutely.
That's
you going to be
logic.
at Bet Bash this year in August, George?
Yeah, I'm planning on being there. Hopefully this time security doesn't walk me out the door, but hopefully everything goes. This time I have to pay for it, not sneak in, and everything should go okay.
It's a lot of fun. The Godfather and I just bought our tickets, so that is going to be a ton of fun. And I know with the following that you've built, there's a lot of people that are going to be at Bet Bash just to see you, my friend.
There are dozens of people that say that, and I think it's great that it's a compliment. And yes, Spanky wants me there, and I was actually at Bet Bash 1 3 years ago. I was in New York. I literally flew out just for the day, came back the next day, and too bad. I probably should have been the last one with Billy Walters. He's a legend, but I read his book. His book is phenomenal. But I'm going to be at Bet Bash 4, and then that's also why I'm going to Vegas, is to sign up for the Circus Survivor.
Yeah, good.
Meet the
good luck with
proxy,
that.
so you do everything at once.
Yeah.
Are you gonna do both the Survivor and the Millions, Circa Millions, the 5?
No. I'm
Okay.
the problem with the Circa Millions is you have to make 5 picks. That's not my style, and I don't want to lay out that kind of money. But about a month ago, when the season, a month and a half, I really got into the Circus Survivor because I got some publicity.
Yeah.
And you know what? I mean, you shoot for 10 million. I mean, it's exciting. It's a whole different thing, and I'm really into it already. I'm planning on doing 10 entries, and I'm going
10 entries.
Circus Survivor. Yeah, that's the maximum they allow. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're gonna do all 10.
Go big or go home for GRP.
You can't just do it one. And most weekends you got 3 teams you like. You literally have to spread it out, and you got to get so lucky. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. No, for sure. But you know what? You're actually the perfect guy for this. I'm sure the Jeffrey Bensons and the Derek Stevens of the world, the Circa guys, are going to love it because you're very vocal. You like engaging with your audience, and you like putting yourself out there. So every week, I'm going to be looking forward to say, who's GRP on? Who we cheered for this week, right? So you're the perfect guy for it.
Right. Your picks have to be in by midday Saturday. On Sunday morning, I'm going to release my picks and my thought process. So, it's not like you can use my information against me 2 days before. So come Sunday morning, I'm going to give everything like what I did, and people are going to get into it. Exactly.
Yes.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, you have 2 of us right here.
Right.
I'll be checking in for sure.
And it's something different because we all know there's 1,000 places online where people are, what's my picks for the week, and everyone's got an opinion. And, the Survivor's new, and I have to do the new thing.
Survivor's a different beast, though, George. That's for sure, man. The adrenaline, it's basically a Baker Mayfield every single week.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
No, but like I said,
much luck to you. Much luck to you.
These guys were negotiating in the middle of December. There's down to 10 guys, and, 8 of the 10 are normal. They want to make a deal, and there 1 or 2 guys are pricks. And but that's how life is.
I was just about to ask you. I got a question for you. There's 4 people left. Do you chop or no chop? Is George a chopper?
Oh, 100%. I'm a gentleman. Absolute minimum, I would have said, okay, guys, let's each take out $1 million, and we'll fight for the other 5. I mean, give me at least $1 million in my pocket. Give me something.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable to me too.
That changes my life. But there's 1 or 2 pricks. They don't do that.
Yeah.
Well, we won't mention his name because I don't want to give him any further publicity.
He
but you know who I'm talking about, George. No,
he followed me. Yes,
exactly
he did.
right.
I don't know why. Yes. The guy we don't want to talk about.
SP. We know his
Yeah.
initials are SP.
Yeah. We're not
He
giving him
doesn't
any
need more
publicity.
Yeah.
because we all know
No.
how that ends.
Yes.
Exactly. But no, that guy is a piece of work. I'll tell you that. I don't know. George, you've been in this game long enough. You've been around the industry. You know that the sports betting industry is polluted with false realities, scam artists, con men. Like it's terrible. It's terrible. And this guy's one of them. Like there's no doubt about it.
I have to give him right. We're not going to say his name. I do think he's made some money playing poker. I got to give him credit for that.
Okay.
He's a gambler, but now he's becoming another guy that's selling picks, and we all know how it's going to end.
Yeah, 100%. And that is the golden rule, the unspoken rule, right? When these guys start mouthing off on places like Twitter or TikTok or whatever, don't engage. Don't engage, because if GRP does like a repost or a retweet on this guy's content, guess what? All your followers see it, and that's exactly what these guys are looking for. They want this publicity, right?
Exactly.
So you just gotta, kudos to Spanky for putting it out. You just gotta let them be, and they just go into oblivion, right? In the long run, they're just gonna all go away like they all do. So that's the trick of what to do.
And I think another thing, what Spanky did was great. I think a couple of pick sellers, not this guy, wanted to go to Bet Bash and have a booth and like promote their bullshit, and Spanky said, "Hey, I don't want anything
No
to do."
chance.
Right?
Yeah. No,
because then you lose respect. You lose respect for
exactly.
yourself.
And that's everything we stand for. And that's another thing that Spanky won't do is he won't let one of these predatory sports books come in. Let's say a Bet365 or a DraftKings, the ones that kick you out or limit you when you start doing well. He won't let them touch Bet Bash.
No.
And that's exactly why he has it at Circa, right? Because Circa's not going to kick anyone out.
Right.
That's important, because if all of a sudden he lets one of these predatory guys come in, it totally changes the face of everything that all of us complain about, right?
You lose some legitimacy too, right?
Of course,
you got to respect yourself. Exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that counts for everything. And that's not just in sports betting, right? That's in life. Like you guys, a little bit older than I am, but you know that, right? Once you lose your credibility, well, forget it. It's over. You know what I mean?
Right. Like me, I'm not afraid. I got a losing pick. I say it, and I realize that people do respect that, because that's not, a lot of people.
When you have one of these,
when you got a notebook,
you know. So
what did you think of the Godfather's notebook, George? I saw you saw it, and you called us. I think you called us imposter.
Unbeknownst to me, that's logical to do it that way. Then I'm on Twitter. I see this guy. He's got the notebook. He's got the paper clips in the proper positions, just like me. We've never met. We've never spoken. But to me, it's logical. Old school. This is the way we did things.
right? Because now you just
There's no story there.
There's a record of everything, and it's amazing. It's such a great way to document things. It's just unbelievable.
Yep. End the story. I love it. When you pull out that and you show your positions and, fine penmanship, everything very clear, bold.
Right.
For us old guys, we can see it all. It's beautiful. I think it's beautiful.
I did it by accident, but it worked out.
Yeah. It's perfect.
It's really entertaining, and it's funny when I discovered the Godfather's notebook. So we were just
he lost his mind. He goes, "What is that?" I go, "It's my notebook."
Yeah.
He went crazy.
I say, "You're trying to copy George. What are you doing?" He's like, "No, this is our generation. This is how we do things."
Right. There's maybe 2 or 3 other people that have kind of done the same thing. We'll see what happens.
Nice.
It's going to become what you watch next fall. You're going to see 10 guys do it.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Probably, but you know what? I really think one of the keys to succeeding in social media, and I try every day. Every day, I got a bigger following on TikTok, George. So not so much on Twitter. I'm just starting to get used to Twitter a little bit. And the key is, and you nail it, you just got to be yourself. You got to be unapologetically yourself. Dance like no one is watching. And you, my friend, are the master at that. You just don't give a shit. You're saying, this is who I am. Sometimes I win bets, sometimes I lose bets. And I'm going to talk about them.
Nothing wrong with that.
Who else out there is talking about losing bets? Who else? Right?
And these new kids, they think it's easy. They don't know. I mean, it's just like the poker boom 20 years ago. It looked so easy, and 90% get slaughtered. The sports gambling, it's hard to beat the books. These guys aren't dummy, and you got to look at the losing side. It's you got to be, people respect integrity.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, you're making, even when you do lose, you make it entertaining. So thank you for that. We
Yeah.
followed
My
that.
food videos, people like to watch me.
I gotta
chew
tell
and
you,
with my
George.
mouth open and everything else.
I have never followed a comeback player of the year, and I've been following the NFL for 50 plus years. I have no problem saying publicly that I followed it this year for the first time because of your cornering the market,
Right.
number one position in the country. I wanted you to win. I just want you to believe that.
Thank you very much. What's funny is the previous year I had Geno Smith in the middle of the year. Geno Smith was playing well, and Barkley with the Giants, he was the running back. He was really playing well. And Geno Smith was like plus 250. So I bet on Geno last year, middle of the year. I picked up like $4,000. So I was really happy with that bet. And
Good for
I
you.
that's
to pick
right.
up 200 though. What are you gonna
That's
do?
right. I was looking through your Twitter feed, so you did hit Geno Smith the year before. That's incredible. And honestly, I'll back up the Godfather here. Like, honestly, don't watch a whole lot of things. So I'm one of the guys that doesn't watch games and bets numbers, not teams. Unlike what you're saying.
Unlike you, yeah.
Unlike George here. I'm the opposite guy. So there's an argument to be made there, but I honestly didn't even know this comeback player of the year was an award before you, George. Honestly.
Wow.
So, but yeah, you hit it last year, Geno Smith. That's amazing.
That is
No,
amazing.
the award has literally been around for like 20 years. And
Really? I did
oh
not
yeah,
know
of
that.
course who's going to vote for it? AP, this, that. There's a little technicality like what's the official winner. But it's been around for a while, and I just, I bet on it last year, won. This year I lost 8,700 and had some fun. And
well, next year I'm going to put something down just in honor of you because
right.
Well,
Well, what's amazing now is you can go to DraftKings. They've already got unlike like futures. They've already got MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, Coach of the Year. There's 4 different categories. They already have it out. It's they don't
they
have
already have it out, eh? Wow.
But we're in a different world. This sports gambling boom is beyond comprehension.
yeah.
You can already bet
Sure.
in the draft. I've already got money in the draft. I love my positions.
Let's talk about that. That was the next thing on our list here. The NFL draft. The Godfather will be able to shoot the shit with you about. I don't know anything about the players up and coming. I really don't. But the Godfather will be able to pick your brain on this for sure.
Well, if I had known we had a special guest, maybe I could have done some homework.
It's better this way, right, George?
Don't, you know what? If Godfather, if you ask me a question, I probably won't give you a good answer anyway. I just kind of know the 2 or 3 things that I know. If someone says to me, "Where's this guy going to get drafted?" If I'm honest, I'm going to say I really don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I put on this great position in October, Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
It's on my new sheet here. I tweeted out 3 months ago. I bet 2,000 at minus 130 that he's the first non-QB drafted. I put it out.
Oh.
And right now he's minus like 500. I mean,
I don't want to say that you're sitting pretty because
Right.
I'm Italian. I believe in the Malocchio. I don't want to do that to you, but that sounds like a solid piece of work.
It's a great. It's almost like not quite a monopoly or cornering, but it's a good 80-90% winner, and then I absolutely love the bet.
That's incredible. So just to recap that one more time, you played it at minus 30, and it's currently sitting minus 500.
Yeah. Here's where I wrote it in the notebook. Can you see that?
Yeah, we can see it. Beautiful.
There's the date and everything, and $2,000. I got it minus 130, and right now he's like minus 500.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Beautiful. Where is he going to go? Do you guys know what position around? Is
3
he
or
going to be
4?
like top 5? Oh yeah, top 5.
Probably number 4.
Oh, top five. But I think by 4 he should be gone.
Guaranteed. Yeah.
Yeah.
If the 3 quarterbacks go 1, 2, 3, which will probably happen, Arizona needs a wide receiver really badly, so then he'll go number 4 to Arizona.
Yeah.
You can almost book it. You can almost book it.
But that's
I
incredible.
love it.
Dude, like even if it loses, I don't know. I'm a guy.
No, that one's winning. Don't fucking say that.
That's right.
But what I'm saying, if you bet something at minus 130 and it blows up to minus 500, and
you got to feel.
I mean, you still made the right move, in my opinion.
100%.
Thank you.
Wow.
And then
okay.
You see the other bet right behind it. Unbelievable. LA Clippers.
Yeah.
Top seed in the West. I bet it on October 31. I risked 1,000. I got 11-1. I would say realistically, 1 out of 3 the Clippers end up during the regular season with the number 1 seed in the West. They're really playing well.
Good. All right. I'm gonna put down some Clippers props for you.
Yeah,
What's that
Make it
price
happen.
right now? Yeah, you have any idea what that price is now, George?
I think it's roughly like plus 300-ish. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't follow the exact price. I just follow the Clippers
Right.
once in a while, hoping they win. But I mean, I'm looking great. I think 1 out of 3 during the last 2 months, I think the Clippers have been the best team in the NBA.
Yeah.
Godfather? Yes.
Yes.
Or no?
Yes. No.
Yeah.
I'm definitely down with the Marvin Harrison pick for sure. And yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you got 11-1, and now it's sitting at 3-1. Hello, it's the same sort of concept.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Incredible.
The funny thing is, it's still probably a dog, but I hope I win.
Yeah. And you know what? These future
Oh,
bets
congratulations, by the way, on that Belichick. I think again, you see, I follow, and there you were.
Wait, you have to inform me. I don't know
What? Oh yeah, that's right. Well,
There it is.
Show him the book.
January 23rd,
Okay.
when Bill Belichick, they were seeing what team he was going to be on. I bet 500. I got 7-1 that he is not coaching on week 1.
That he's
no
not
one can pick him
coaching.
up. Not coaching.
Oh.
I'm a 99% winner on that bet.
And you played that, if memory serves me right, because I happened to be following. I caught that.
100%.
You played that when everybody was saying he's going to Dallas. He's going to Dallas. And you pull out a plus 500, right?
Plus 700. I won 30.
Plus 700.
Right.
And you went totally against the grain there. And 48 hours later, nobody picked him up. And I'm like, that JRP, he's sitting on something with that one. That was nice.
No, exactly. What happened was, the rumor was he's going to go to Atlanta because he was having a second interview.
Yeah.
It was Atlanta, not Dallas. And then suddenly the GM in Atlanta told the owner, listen, I don't want Belichick in the room, yada, yada, yada. So the owner got rid of, okay, Bill, you're gone. And 2 days later, it went from plus 700 to like minus 700 that he's not going to be a coach in week 1.
Yeah.
So I hit that perfect. I hit it absolutely perfect.
When does it get graded, George? Is it the first game of the season or something?
Yeah, and technically, DraftKings could wait because, in theory, a guy could die in August, and then
that's true. That's true.
They don't have to pay it out until week 1, for sure.
Okay, gotcha.
They don't have to pay it out.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah.
That bet can pay. That bet can pay for your Bet Bash expenses.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, and I'll tell you another secret regarding Bet Bash. And anyone, whenever you go to Vegas, you want to book it as a package deal, meaning the airfare and the hotel. Like if you go to an Expedia, the reason why, because if you book it together, the fact that you can afford a plane ride and you have a credit card, that means like the hotel gives you secret deals. They just want bodies in the place. So you don't want to book it separately. You want to book it as a package deal.
No, okay.
Oh, nice. I know that if you go on the BetBash website, I believe Spanky worked out something with Circa and Derek Stevens that you can get a little bit of discount on the room. I haven't booked our rooms yet, Godfather.
What are you waiting for?
But yeah, there is a little bit of a discount there. And another, I guess, little trick to the trade. Last year, I kind of booked last second, and the prices, our Circa might have even been full. The year before that, I told you guys before, I went to the D, and we got these beautiful rooms, but the problem about the rooms were they were right next to the stage on Fremont Street. So sleeping was out of the question. It was backstage AC/DC concert for 5 days on Fremont. I not recommended. But what I did last year, because Circa, I think, was all booked up, I booked across the street at the Golden Nugget, and I think it was half price, honestly. So if you're looking to save a couple bucks at Bet Bash time, know that the Golden Nugget is an option. Just make sure you get the tower that is the quiet tower, because there's a loud tower, which you deal with those bands again, and there is a quiet tower. So little trick for Bet Bash. Any other positions, George, for the draft?
Yeah, I put one on a few days ago, which is like even equity right now because it's brand new. So I have Drake May.
That's
Has
the
to be the
quarterback, right?
second
Yeah.
pick in the draft.
Okay.
FanDuel, I bet 15, so 1,500 at minus 155. So I'm risking 1,550 to win 1,000 because it's minus 155. So I obviously think that Drake May will be the second pick for sure. And it's I'm kind of laying 3-2, and right now it's even equity, and it's no big deal either way.
Mm-hmm. And it's
Okay.
it's Caleb
Williams,
what's his
right?
name? Williams.
Yeah, the guy
He's
from USC, right?
yes.
Correct.
So hopefully he's number one, and then that'll play into your Derek, your May for sure.
Exactly.
Who has number one? Is it your Bears, George? Your
My Bears
has
have they made the great trade with Carolina. Unbelievable. They ripped them off. So the Bears have their number one pick. So they're either going to get Caleb Williams or trade it, and it's a close decision because Justin, he did his thing, but he doesn't have it. He's just okay.
Right.
And the Bears have to move on. They have to reset the rookie deal, and
So
I think Justin's done for sure.
You play into this thought that they're going to trade out of number one and get more draft capital?
Well, I got news for you. The one thing they could do is they could go from 1 to 2 because they like this Drake May, and they can get a little bit. They can get something for Washington if they want to go up to this number one. Because Caleb Williams, Jesse's a good player. He's got a little weird side to him. He's a little, and his dad gets involved. I'm telling you, he's not. He's not. He's not. Mahomes is a great guy, great player. He's 80%. He's not all there with this. This kid's a little different.
Okay.
A little emotional too. Did I not see him tearing up in the middle of the season? You don't want to read too much into that, but
Right.
A lot of people were giving him a lot of hell on social media and stuff, saying you got to be a little thicker skinned than that if you want to play in the big leagues or have
100%.
success in the big leagues. Yeah.
It was during the end. I don't watch a lot of but it was during the end of the season, and it may have been his last home game. And there's two sides to it. Some people say, well, he's really into it. He shows emotion, and some people say it was a little different. And like I said, this guy is a little different. We'll leave it at that. And it's not a done deal. The Bears pick him number one. They could trade down to 2 or 3 and get another good quarterback.
Hey, now that I know you're a Bears fan, let me apologize about that whole Chase Claypool situation. The guy was supposed to be a good wide receiver. I mean, I don't know. He just went into the shit.
The Godfather's a big Steelers fan, George.
That's
so
right.
you guys, after the devastating defeat of the CPOY, Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco has been the Godfather's number one enemy for how many years? Godfather?
Yeah, well, for the 20 he was in, 15 he was in Baltimore or whatever. Yeah.
So
are you guys in the same city right now? Are you guys friends, or are you in different places?
Yeah, we're both in Toronto.
No. Yeah, we're both from.
Okay, so you guys know each other, kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. The Godfather,
Unfortunately,
the Godfather and I used to work at Proline, which is the sports betting operation of the Ontario Lottery Corporation. So we were the odds makers at Proline for 13 years. We worked side by side. Wow. And then the pandemic happened, and we both ended up leaving the Lottery Corporation. And
I retired. He left.
We retired. I left. And we starting to do some betting together, and now that's what we do. We do this podcast together. We make some bets together, and have tag team partners basically.
So in Toronto, in that province, what big sports books do you guys have there now?
Go ahead.
Right
please.
now, honestly, I think we have the most sports books in any, whether it be a province up here in Canada or a state down in the U.S. We have north, the regulated markets. We have north of just under 30, I think. I think we're at 28 right now.
Well, that's crazy.
28 different outs.
Yeah. No. All the big ones are up here, George. So you've got your FanDuel, your DraftKings, all of the big ones. Your BetMGM,
all the Canby books.
There's all the Canby books.
6 different options for Canby books up here. So we really got them all.
Right. So I can walk to a Canby book here, and yes, so I have DraftKings, FanDuel, Caesars. Those I just use those big 4 or 5. I don't need more than that. But yeah, my Canby, I walk to it. When you see my bet slip, that's That's Rivers Canby. Yeah, that's what that is.
Nice.
Okay. Nice. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Hey, convenience is important.
Well, no, you need 3 or 4 outs. There's no doubt. Are you
Yeah.
kidding? There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Guys, I gotta do a timeout for a second here. I'm having a little bit of a Wi-Fi. The screen's like blinking at me. I'm not quite sure what's happening here. Wait a second. Wait a second. We got another guest that just showed up.
What going on? What a day for me to wear this bad boy. Hey,
George Riley
what?
Yankees. How the hell are
What's
you,
going on,
bud?
buddy?
Not too
What
bad.
the
How
heck
are
is
you?
going on with you, Pitts? George, Jeff. Wow.
When
Jeff,
you were talking about your 3 or 4 outs, I hope Circus Sports was one of them, George.
What's funny is, but you won't believe this. After I mentioned the 3, I just said to myself, "Oh, I forgot to say Circa." Yes, so now I got 5 outs.
Yeah.
Okay, terrific. Wonderful development.
Thanks for popping in here, Jeff. I told him that we had a very special guest in GRP coming on, and I told him the Godfather has no idea that anybody's coming on.
This is
So
too much.
here we are.
New age.
Embarrassing.
And there we go. So Jeff, George here was talking about his devastating defeat. I'm going to ask you straight up: do you think it was one of the worst bad beats in sports betting history?
No, I just think that if anything, DeMar Hamlin should have won as opposed to Flacco. But yeah, I don't think it's one of the worst bad beats. And ourself and our creative team, we're working on some things on our end to, remember George's comeback player of the year journey, and things are in the works. And I hope to have some on that stuff here in the next couple of weeks.
Oh,
Thank you. No, but Jeff, you're
I
exactly
look
right.
forward to
The
this.
horrendous beat. At least DeMar should have won. The fact that Joe Flacco won is horrendous.
I agree. If anything, DeMar probably should have won or would have been a better choice over Flacco. But
Right.
yeah, I mean, had a hell of a run with Baker. I mean, if he had a couple of better games here or there, you'd be an A-list celebrity instead of a D-list celebrity.
Exactly. How about
I just
C9?
want to
I'm a
state for the
C9
record, Jeff, this is an officially licensed Circa Sports T-shirt. I saw on Twitter there were some knockoffs on recently, and this is an officially licensed product handed out by you personally when we were there for the Super Bowl 57.
I'll check with our in-house legal counsel, but I'll make sure that desist letters come your way.
I paid $50 for my shirt. I had made it about 3 weeks ago now. I paid $50 for it, and I got to wear it when the Circus Survivor becomes popular again in a few months. I got to wear it then.
Yeah, I'm excited to show you what I've come up with, George, and I'll make sure we get it in the mail. And
I can't wait to see it, Jeff.
Let me tell you.
Have you guys ever spoke in person?
we reenacted the Donald Trump, Kim Jong Un hand at the border in Illinois, and did a few videos. So George and I have interacted in person. The first interaction was him getting dragged out and me watching from the back as they threw him in the holding cell for his transgressions at Bet Bash. But we've since progressed to better interactions.
Jeff, you're exactly right. That's the first time we met. Bet Bash 2, I said hello. And then what was that? Was that October when you were in Waukegan? Was it October?
Yeah. Early, late last year, right when we opened.
Right. Waukegan is exactly half an hour north of O'Hare. And Jeff and Derek flew in for the opening of the new brick and mortar sports book in Illinois. And that was a half an hour north for me. And of course, I wanted to go up there and meet him, and we had a good time.
Good stuff. That's incredible.
I must say,
go ahead.
we are in the company of the two premier Twitter warriors right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nobody takes the heat that George does, and Jeff spends 90% of his day just swatting serves back at people, left, right, and center.
I think George is the talk of the content game at this point.
Right.
He absolutely is. I aspire to be able to put myself out there like GRP does on a regular basis. But I have this thing called like being embarrassed and shame, and I got to get over that, right, George? Like you just seem like you don't have that chromosome.
For whatever anybody wants to say about George, he's honest, he's transparent, and he's organic, and that's hard to find.
Bingo.
Now. So whatever you say about him, he does have some redeeming qualities.
Thank you, Jeff. And it's funny, these food pictures, people just gravitate to them, and people like my little food videos, and they like my food pictures, and it makes it more personal.
They're living vicariously through you, George. And I checked with Webster's, and GRP is now a noun within.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Nice. All right. I know you two are very busy individuals. So just to wrap this all up, George, the last question I have on my list is when the Godfather and I, and maybe we'll try to get Jeff Benson up there too, since he is George's #1 fanboy, give us 3 spots that we got to eat in Chicago when we go there.
Well, I don't go to the city that much, but anyway, Greek Islands is a great restaurant right there in downtown Chicago, and it's got great valet parking. And you know what? Let's just leave it at that for right now. Let's leave it at 1.
Greek Islands.
Greek Islands.
Correct.
Greeks.
George,
Yes, that's right.
on another trip around, an excursion around the United States to give you number 2 and 3.
Oh no, you got to do deep dish pizza. Deep dish, it's a love-hate thing. I know a third of the people hate it.
Yeah.
But if you love it, Lou Manetti's is great, and Pequod's is great.
How about some Italian beef? Give me an Italian beef spot.
Well, Johnny's is great, and
Okay.
Portillo's is it's good, but it's not great. But it's a great restaurant with a good beef.
All right.
Good stuff. All right, gentlemen, I'm going to let you guys both sign off. Jeff, thanks so much for popping in, my man. I know he was busy, but I said, can you squeeze out 8 minutes for us? And he's like, Pisky, for you guys, I can do it. And GRP. So thank you very much for doing this. And you can sign off when you need to. And same with you, George. And I'll wrap it up with the Godfather because I know his jaw is like really down here somewhere after what just went on here.
Getting ready to head into a meeting with the big boss, and somewhere on that itinerary, we'll make sure to discuss all things that is GRP wins.
Wait,
beautiful. Hey, that big boss does it happen to be Goodell, and you guys are going to structure how you want the draft to go? Because I know that's a very popular thing these days.
We've transitioned the cornering of the comeback player of the year market to whatever George is doing nowadays. So.
The draft is the next cornering, Jeff. I have 2 positions. One is great, one is neutral. So the draft is my next cornering. We got 2 months to do it.
We'll probably hang some draft stuff, props week of, so you'll have the ability to bet into us then. I got to run, boys. It was a pleasure.
Guys,
awesome.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for popping in, my man. All right. And George, that's your little surprise from us here at the Always Betting Podcast. I said, who better to bring in to surprise everyone?
You really outdid yourself today, Piscalito. I'll say that. George was one thing.
The great thing about Circa, if you just have a question or a problem, someone can contact Jeff, and at least he'll answer the question. Half these sports books, you can't get anyone on the phone.
No, are you kidding?
No.
This Jeffrey Benson, customer service is life. And this guy's great, and give Derek Stevens and Circa all the credit for that.
Yeah. Agreed.
Best in the business. They treat you like a person. And I've mentioned this a few times on social media. If you're going down to Circa, especially if you're a big bettor, definitely reach out to Jeffrey Benson. But even if you're not, if you're just getting into the swing of things, reach out to Jeff Benson. And I've seen him numerous times offer the first round on him and all the crew down at Circa. So you're not getting that anywhere else. I lived in Vegas last season. No one else is showing their face in any sports book. Circa's the only one.
Yeah. Exactly. They're the best. All right, guys. Hey, Pesky and Godfather worked out. And how about in End of April, after the draft, if you want to do it again, we can wrap up my results.
Oh,
Book it.
absolutely.
Book it, George. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for coming on, for sure. It's been a pleasure.
See you guys then.
Take care.
Okay,
Take
buddy.
it easy,
Bye-bye.
George.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Godfather.
Like you rile me up like that. Look at that, and GRP wins is one thing, but then you go snag Jeffrey Benson too. Come on. And
was that awesome or what?
And what kind of a
when you opened that up and showed me pre-live recording, I said, "Oh my God, this couldn't be any better."
Like I threw this on 2 minutes when you were fucking bossing me around. That's when I threw it on. I said, "Okay, I'm gonna go casual today. I can't shave." And like, you have to go. And then you have you have GRP and the fucking Notebook on. What's going on?
I cannot wait to rewatch this because I know your reaction is going to be like
crazy. I was trying to figure out when you're like, time out. Things don't sound right. I don't like our flow. Our flow. I've been yelling for 10 minutes. The flow is perfect.
Dude, I was a little nervous getting that all together, like because the timing was right, and GRP's a man of habit. He said, "I'm going to be there at 3:05." So you telling me you're going to shave at 2:52 was freaking me out.
I only need 7 minutes, but okay, we do it your way. You got me, 100%.
I am very happy we got everything in. There you go. We're at the hour mark, folks.
But tell me, is somebody else coming in at 4:00 for real?
No.
See, you're fucking just.
All right. Any closing statements, Godfather?
Well, you hit me with a fake roadmap. And then you come and have very special guests. Today I should have been suited up. Come on.
You gotta
do what you gotta do. Whatever. I'm good. It was a great show. I really hope that whatever followers we have, you keep telling me we do, but I hope that they can appreciate, the kind of star power you had on this on this podcast today. That's GRP wins. He bets teams, not numbers.
Absolutely.
He's got markets cornered, best position in the country. Okay, and you had him on to come and talk shop with us. Yeah, that's really cool. And now I'm rooting for that Marvin Harrison pick like no other pick. Absolutely. I want him to win.
And
I want him to win.
We're definitely bringing him on back in April. I think if I did the math correctly, I think we get to the 100 mark around May. So he'll be somewhat in the episode 90 somewhere, but we'll definitely bring him on again.
We got to bring him back.
He's a good guy. A lot of people give him hell, and
and that's what we ran out of time, or it didn't go on. But absolutely. How this guy can take the kind of punishment he takes, like. I was rooting for 28-17 in that fucking Super Bowl. I don't give a shit about. Yeah, I don't give a shit about what positions we had. Like that'll take care of itself. But a guy like him, with all these haters hanging on every word he says, and right down to what kind of fucking sauce does he have with his food? Fuck you, leave the guy alone. All right, the guy's a real one. He's no douchebag. He's not selling you anything. He's using social media the way I thought social media was supposed to be used. It's his personal opinion. You can say you don't know what you're fucking talking about, or yeah, I'm with you, and then we leave it at that. The guy's a real one. I love him. Love it.
I'm a big fan too. So I'm glad this all worked. I hope all of you at home enjoyed this, and you never know what you're going to get from the Always Betting podcast.
Jesus Christ, it riled me up. I need a drink.
Cheers, everyone. We'll catch you guys next week.